At this welcome reception, size did matter. Indian leaders made sure that the US president would be greeted with a lavish extravaganza and mighty words.
This relationship is the most important partnership of the 21st century.
Throughout the meeting, the tone between the two leaders was friendly, even loving.
We're at a point where our relationship is so special with India. It has never been as good as it is right now, and I think that's because the two leaders of each country, really, we feel very strongly about each other.
While the president and the prime minister seemed at ease with each other, the outcome of the talks was meager. Both expressed optimism at the prospect of a future trade deal and left it at that. The meeting was overshadowed by violence that erupted in another part of Delhi over a new citizenship law claiming several casualties. Those opposed to the law believe it discriminates against India's Muslim citizens. The timing of the clashes is an embarrassment for the Indian Prime Minister, eager to show a polished picture of his nation. Protesters also showed up to object to Trump's visit. Their message to the US leader was clear.
Narendra Modi might bow down in front of you, but the Indian people, the Indian general masses of India, they are not going to say that you are welcome. India says, go back Trump, you are not our guest.
The Trumps, unaffected by the criticism, visited tourist sites between their official engagements. While the president will leave India with many picturesque memories, for once the dealmaker has to go home without a trade deal in his pocket.
For the latest from the Indian capital, Delhi, let's bring in my colleague, Sonia Falnikar. Good day to you, Sonia. It's been down to business for the last few days for the two leaders. Have they been getting any closer to achieving any of their goals?
That's right, Brian. After all that pomp and pageantry of yesterday, it's really down to business today for Modi and Trump. Now, at the start of these meetings, President Trump did say that he was expecting substantial progress in areas like fighter jets, like trade, like energy. One area where we are expecting some progress, of course, is defense. India and the US have really strengthened their defense cooperation in recent years. And Trump has already said yesterday that, they're expecting to sign a deal worth $3 billion, which could involve buying Navy helicopters, possibly a missile defense shield. On trade, of course, talks are going to be more complicated. A much talked about mega trade deal is off the table. But, we may see some kind of limited agreements here, which may lead to a more substantial deal at a later stage.
Sonia, as we speak, we're getting live images of the president's visit, of his talk specifically with some business leaders. How is the president being in India being received by the people there?
Well, to be honest, Brian, today, President Trump's second day in India, and especially the capital, Delhi, his visit has been eclipsed a bit by some unprecedented violence and rioting in northeast Delhi. This happened this broke out hours before Trump landed in the capital yesterday evening. And this has been reported as a clash between opponents and supporters of a very controversial citizenship law that was passed by the Modi government last year, which critics say, discriminates against Muslims and is undermining the country's secular traditions. But we're seeing very disturbing images of this violence, arson, looting, markets being set afire. And this is happening literally just 11 miles from where Modi is meeting Trump. So this, I think, ends up not looking very good for Prime Minister Modi, who was really praised yesterday by President Trump as a great leader. And, he also kind of paid tribute to India's pluralistic democracy.
Sonia Falnikar, thanks so much for that from Delhi.